Okay.
Okay. Say, go for my hands here, ba. Doctor, I'm say, you bet me, Ashasiye. Mom, baby, no more, Abba joining.
Okay.
And yes, sir, the town, no, Boko. Yet, Yamia said, and you may so, Yamia, don't, yes, she. Doctor, only ever share screen now.
Dabi,
Yeah. Yet, Yamia said, and then you may so, Yami, any end, I say, a shiamu, ebium. Na yet, what you do with ye, as well. Yeah, Shasia, no. Yama yi na ya ho akwaba eya kwadwo mfe je kudwo so join na fe bia wo aso ba ne ko fi man sa obedi anim afi ni ya bompa ye na ya hyase
ya mompae yes ro hina ja idima for edo ase se ahwe nso wakran na da so tinkon ge do ase woni panyina a wodi ache anyimre edo ase se wakan abom se bakofoma yebesu anho asem esrese fa kuma ne adwunu bi adumu yintumfa nsua ne mfa mobrapa na opia yankachi yedo kasama for shonsa fa nsa ka ne ketrema ebefri no aba bia nye de esiesie ama o ma yeto so menu boy o Yesu Kristo di munti amen. Hello.
yo osofo
yes.
so for de e be ya ma se be ya wo ya bre no ne ye afamu and then anyway so the e better nkan ye Dr. Ameyaw odi kan ya be ye bi say ye health ni we no insa enye bi doctor no ma me bru apesa oni ye eche this week be next week yeah because of Adventist Bench week no then the following week na that's how to us then the doctor the makwaba you are welcome to our platform me ye ngai nyedi nyintie doctor yeah tie
Oh, it's a very good time, sir. We are meeting on this platform again, you know, to talk as men, to talk about our responsibilities as fathers. The word father, a word that imudroye. I think say now Ghana, the father has become very common. One of the things at the piano, and I think so more estates, I've been always talking about it. So one of the things when you get to Ghana, it makes you know, say you are in Ghana. Is the way they greet you. As soon as you get to Ghana airport and you go to the first person you meet, the word they use is daddy. Daddy, you are welcome. When they said that, now we are more sure. Say, am I old, too old, or what is happening? And it has become maybe a sign of respect. When we were young, we were not using daddy for older people. We were using uncle. You know, so my father's classmates, my mother's friends, we were always calling them uncle, offer. But Ghanaians have now transitioned from using uncles to daddy. And at times, it's a sign of respect. But that is from the younger generation to the older generation. But the question we ask ourselves is, when we talk about father, daddy, what is it? The other day we talk about, you know, the word father. and we talk about, say, when Jesus came to this earth, the word he was using to refer to God in heaven was Father. Na ye nyinaa no, I think say from what Jesus did, it has become our language. Yen eja owosoro, yeja nyankopon, yeja obosoro ne asase. Papa Yesu. We use those words because when you use the word Father, Papa, Daddy, yeja, eja, it connotes a different relationship. But that is from a sovereign to a vessel to a sovereign. Obi a wosa a wode anidie ema obi a wanyini. But the question is, who is a father and what qualifies you to be a father? Ghanaians have shown us, say, when we talk about father, it's not just the act of impregnating a woman and giving birth. That one is easy and everybody can do it. Sleeping with a woman, impregnating a woman, and the woman giving birth, that is the easiest thing any male person can do. But to be a father to your children, and not just being a father to children, but being a good father to your children, is something that is very, very, very heavy. It involves responsibility and it involves accountability and it involves ownership. And you know, when those of us that are still worship, when we use those words, responsibility, accountability, ownership, you are talking about a quality of God, an attribute of God. Enti Genesis 1 kachire say, emra onyankopon bo soro ne asase no, osemoma yenye nipa etese yenseso. Na oni de yaboni nyina so. So if you are going to be somebody who is responsible and who is accountable and who have ownership, a manager of an entrusted possession from God, God is the one who created that small thing in the womb. Enti se onyankopon abodie ye de hye wonsa amma wahwe so a, it's involved a big responsibility. So you can equate the work of a father to a work of a steward. Somebody onyankopon are entrusted not things, not property, but another human being. Asha wonsa say nurture, knowledge, polish, train, so that the person can reflect the image of God. That is a definition of a father. The head, a manager, who have been entrusted with responsibility of nourishing, polishing, training, and nurturing another human being to reflect the image of God on this earth. So, for you to be a good father in this modern world, you know, the world is changing so fast. Say, can you say the panum etete, That is not how yenwiasi etie. Because I remember say when I was a child, me mama fie ewo ni say, me papa fie ewo baby, and when my uncles were around me, both my maternal uncles and my paternal uncles were there. You know, all of them were responsible for my upbringing. Inti se me kom papa fie na me nya duane ani a me ba me ofa no fie a me nya duane adi. Me ofa no about 4 of them. You know, everybody, the wife aduane ba, we the children were waiting. When they finish eating now, we have the responsibility of taking the surplus that they will leave behind. So that time, you know, the father's responsibility was a spread responsibility. But in this modern world, you don't have that shared responsibility. You have the sole responsibility of raising your children. Yes, teachers can help. Yes, some church elders can help. Yes, on Saturday, children teachers will do their part. But you have the sole responsibility of raising your children. But at the same time, no, this is the time where we have so many competing needs. So as a father in the home, it's not an agrarian society where o father best run upon a time or pay wakwa fum na bobe for or befie no abetrase na yawaduane. Now, no, some fathers are leaving home as early as 4 a.m. and they get to work. And the earliest time they get home, say ya men's ministry, ama wa mitie yawada. The earliest time some of them get home is 8, 8:30, and 9. So the father left home at 4 a.m. and he's coming home at 9 p.m. The earliest 7 p.m. So how do you do it when the uncles and the other adult relative, men's partners are not there to take care of your responsibility? And that is fatherhood in a modern society. But remember, a father is a steward, and you have a responsibility to nurture, nourish, train, polish God creature to reflect the image of God. How do you do it? And that is the challenge today we want to explore. How do you do it? Many of us, maybe we got the opportunity say, Ebia yema no. We were in maybe a shattered environment. Entino ebia yetimi bomon pamba modern father with all the competing things around you, working 7-day Adventist, the American say you're working about 12 hours in 5 days. No, let me take it 12 hours in 6 days, because I think we are so busy on Sundays. You were adulting, your elders meeting, your visitation. Say 6 days in a week. You are so busy. How do you raise children in 21st century? One of a quality, or one of the factor of being a good children, a good father, for your children is making your children know, say, you are there for them. So if you are working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, how will the children know, say, you are there for them? What do you do? Spending time with our children is one of the things ɛboa nkwalaa no ɛwɔ wɔn enyim mu. But in this modern world, how do you do it? Recently, I read a story about a guy, or I heard a story. He says that his son was so withdrawn, said, Emre bia o person ne ba na kasa o ne busa ne ba na sama, I don't know. Oh, Kofi, what do you think about it? I don't know. Kofi, do you like this food? I don't know. So he was trying as much as possible. So between ne ba no enya communication. And it was very difficult. So one day, just by accident, so he tested the son. Within a short time, and akola tested in the back. And our testing was for the first time he was able to communicate with his son for 2 good hours non-stop. He tests, the boy would test, he tests, the boy would test. So he got to know, say, oh, there's a medium of communication that I can use. Okay. In this modern world, how do you spend time with your children? Do you go to their room before they sleep? In the morning, do you find time to maybe pray with them? When the children are young, ubetima modu omwa. Do you wake up early? Yes, even not to even go and wake them up, but just a matter of going, kneeling down beside their bed, even when they are sleeping, and pray before you get out. When you get to work, first thing you do, you call home. And Kolana, sorry, Anne. Oh, okay, my many Adjuan Kasa. Adjua, it is saying, me konawada, me bompa ye wo umpano. Saying, why you ready? What do breakfast? Then from there, my many kufin kasa. One of the things I do, and I would like to share it with you. Since 1996, I'm starting Juma. I spend almost 60% of my time outside my house. I've been traveling all the time. But one thing I do, I never ever board a plane without my children knowing. As soon as I land, the first thing I will do is to call my children. I call my children, I call my wife, I call my brother, I call my sister. When my mother was alive, I will never ever board a plane without calling her. As soon as I land, I will call them. Every morning, no matter which part of this world I will be, I will call them. Before I sleep, I will call them. We have done that thing for all these years, 1996 to 2021. How many years now? 25 years now, isn't it? So now my children have got used to it to say, there is not a single day that we don't talk. And my daughter is 39 years old. My second son is about 35. The last one around 34. But not a single day have gone by we haven't talked. Not a single day. Because when I started traveling, I made it a point to every day call. And it has become part. And now with Facebook, with WhatsApp, with all this mobile video thing, we talk every time we see them. Anytime in the morning, my daughter is the coordinator of DC public schools. Anytime she's going to work, on her dashboard, she will call me. Dad, oh, Grace, where are you? Daddy, I'm driving. And we will talk until she will get to school. Every day. The day she's not going to school. And I'm reminding you, this is a married daughter. So spending time with our children is not just a matter of just taking them and playing around with them, but finding a time for them in your busy schedules. So as we are working 12 hours, 15 hours, in this modern time, find time to communicate with your children. Second thing, being a good father for your children in this modern world involve disciplining them with love and positive parenting. I always tell people, and I've said this story so many times, and I think I have oversaid it. I never, in my 13 years in theology school, first degree, second degree, doctorate in seminary, I never understood who God is until my children became teenagers in the US. That is where I understood when we say God is love. That's how I understand even God's anger and God punishment. That is how I understand. When we say, Nyankopon de boni cheyenya, how it is. Because some of my daughters tested me. Some of my children tested me to the limit. And Emra Mebua Fukra Mekachon said, get out of my house. That is from my mouth. In my heart, I want them to say, Daddy, I'm sorry, and we are not going anywhere. So why I'm saying, get out from my house, then deep down inside me, I want them to tell me, Daddy, we are not going anywhere. You see the conflict? Yes, I want to discipline them by being a hard father, but I love them so much deep inside me, even it's a pain in my heart to discipline them. But I have to discipline them as a collection, as a positive guidance. So discipline is not just a punishment, it's a collective measure for them to know, I don't tolerate or I don't condone what they have done, but At the same time, I love them than what they think I am. So being a good father involves an act of discipline with love and positive correction. Woyɛ good father nkyerɛ sɛ wososɔ bɔne so. Nkwalaa no yɛ bɔne a wode gyaa wɔn yɛ nkwalaa. No. You discipline them with love. You don't discipline them in anger. You discipline them with love. Another thing, they said 2 people are waiting. So who is monitoring the Zoom? Because people keep waiting and I keep accepting them. Okay. Discipline them with love, not in anger. Discipline them with positive correction. And as I said, my children really made me to understand God is love. Being a good father to your children is being a role model for them. About last year, September, my daughter was going to get married. So a friend suggested to me that, David, you have to take your daughter for lunch and talk to her because she's going to go. And we know how much you love her. So she's going to go and you won't have time. So why don't you take time with her? And I said, oh, that is a good idea. I've never thought about that. Until I booked a date with my daughter. And I said, Grace, can we go out and have lunch? Until when we were sitting down having lunch and we were talking and, talking about things that, she has to do and other things. I asked Grace, I said, Grace, so what do you see in Kofi? What do you see in your husband? And this is the shock in my life. It is the most shocking statement in my life that anybody have said to me. My daughter said, Daddy, Kofi is like you. I said, what? This is a tall guy, big guy. How is he like me? So my daughter started talking about how he sees her boyfriend and me. Daddy, Kofi doesn't take things. He doesn't, everything is so easy for him. He doesn't dwell on petty things. He is free with everybody. He doesn't discriminate against people. He's friend with everybody. He accepts everybody as they are. And she was talking, and I said, is that me that you are describing? I don't know, that's how I am. Then she laughed. They said, that's how you are. It made me really, really shocked that all these years, I was a role model to my daughter. And so my daughter was looking for a man like me. I didn't know that. At the same time, it made me proud. So I have raised a daughter who have seen something in her father. At times, today I was trying to bring some of her her Father's Day messages that she writes about to me. And one day, there was a program in a church. And one of my sons was doing a program, almost the same thing. You know, what have we learned from our father? And I tuned in to the church in Washington to listen to my second board. And I was shocked the way he was describing his father to the church. You know, make your mind that you are going to be a role model to your children. If you want your children to be hard workers, be a hard worker. If you want your children to develop reading habit, read. If you want your children to be prayerful children, pray. Just as I was about to talk to you, I got a WhatsApp message and I share it with some people. And I put that message down and I said, I will share it with you guys. They said, in this word, to be rich, give. To succeed, serve. To laugh, make someone laugh. To prosper, be honest. To excel, be faithful. To go far, get up early. To change someone, change yourself. To be great, be disciplined. To be strong, pray often. To do a lot, speak little. To be faithful, praise God. To live well, forgive. To talk well, ban anger. To sleep well, work harder. To be loved, loved. To be a good husband, listen to her. To be a woman, submit to yourself. To be respected, be polite. To ban Satan, sanctify yourself. To grow in faith, meditate on the word of God always. None of these has ever failed. Give it a try and see it for yourself. When I was preparing to talk to you, I got this thing. You have to earn the right to be heard. As a father, it's not said, and nam saw your father nintino, what can someone will be in Kabi? No, you have to earn the right to be heard. You know, recently, you know, and what happened? These are a multicultural children. Papa no, ne money be wa Canada, ne money be wa US, ne money be wa Europe, and ne money be wa Ghana. Into these children form a WhatsApp group. And one more Canada, Colana or Canada, no. I catch back now can say what we are talking doesn't make sense. Ghana Nino Imniyaku. Because they are Canada and they say what we are talking doesn't make sense. Into a didn't attempt. Intimidate the Canada and I say, Dad, I didn't say anything. All that I said, what she's saying doesn't make sense. But she got angry. And I don't see why she should be angry. And I started laughing. Because at times my children will tell me, Daddy, what you are saying doesn't make sense. How do you tell me this thing? Don't be stupid. Then you become angry. Okay, but you have to earn the right to be heard. As a father, it's not that whatever you say is a commandment from God. In this modern world, Our children at times even know more than we know. They read more than we read. They are exposed. So when we need to have a dialogue with them, we need to bring issues for them to discuss. Bibia eye kasapreko. There are two things a kasapreko will do. Either the children become so timid of you that they will not tell you what they want to tell you, or they close their eyes and they don't hear what you are saying. But if you earn the right to be heard, then they will listen to you. Don't take it for granted that because you are a father, father should begin conversation with their children about important topics. In this dialogue, don't think say you can strike conversation with them. Take time, talk to them. Those who have small children, no matter how busy you are, no matter how involved you are, take time and read to your children. It can be a story. It can be a quotation. It can, just go beside the bed, take your phone, read a passage or something to them, and just walk off. Being a good father requires you respecting the other parents. Who is the other parent? Your wife. I was looking at the time. Your wife. Somebody told me, say, Oba omu okunono ne mamuno bema omu ne yereno ne mamuno opese o mabuwa buwa mo mame opese o mabuwa bu ukunu. What you show is what you will get. Anyasa ankwala ni nyina, they will not respect you. Parents who respect each other and maintain mutual respect to their children provide a secure environment for them. They don't feel threatened. They feel say they are in a stable home. They feel secure. They have security. But they be a wait. The children feel threatened. And they are not stable. They don't have self-confidence. They become timid. They become fearful. They develop inferiority complex. And it doesn't help them in maturity. Obi say agrobeso ifranopa. When the children, one thing, the first thing me hunu ye, a shock me. I was working with a guy in Washington. Inti Oma Ohana Oma Hawkins or Nanso so Neirawo. Neiri no ya 1 week and Oba and was a chief. Nam say yes. Well, you know, I want to take family leave. I said, what are you taking family leave for? He said, you know, my wife has given birth. I said, yes. He said, I'm taking paternity leave. As a Ghanaian, that is the first time will be requested paternity leave in front of me, and I have to sign a paternity leave. I was shocked. And you know, the guy took 3 months paternity leave. After the 3 months, he took another 6 months part-time position in the office. 9 months, Omar Hawkins took family leave bill. I don't know, say Ghana near or take paternity leave. Get involved early. Learn how to change diapers. Learn how to bottle feed. Learn how to say akolano anadu osua woso de babo ubo no wajije no wato nyoma kire no. When you get involved earlier, the children also get bonding with you. The world is changing. The old concept of fatherhood. You know, at times, some share the way yasum nyamia. Ewa Ghana, de biya na makai titip father phone say, kanu here school fees, kura just our catch wafa. And now wafa di jo akoma o papa. And now ko catch wo mame, and now mame akwa power catch no. In the same way, ya no ya transfer Benjamin Sum say, woni ya yale kura no ensa so bebom pai ya kire Nyankopon no okobom pai ya kire sofo na sofo akobom pai ya man. That Ella is gone. Use the modern technology to communicate with your children. Use the FaceTime. Use the WhatsApp video. Use all those things. Let your children know. One thing I wish we would do, and Pastor Kefas, maybe we have to do it in the church. We have to create father and children Sabbaths. The mothers should sit down and watch us. That one Sabbath, it will be fathers and children. Because in the US, they have take your children to work day. You can take your child to come to work. When I was working in the general conference in ADRA, every 6 months, we used to take all our family, we call it family retreats. And ADRA will organize a family retreat. We go out with all the family. So the people we were working with, we know all their family members. We go on Thursday, we do work. Then Friday, a bus will go bring our family, and we go a retreat, family retreat. Our children, our wives, we are workers. We spend the Friday, Sabbath morning, we worship. Then in the afternoon is family time. Ebinumo ko horse ride, ebinumo ko a lake ride, ebinumo tumrika. Then Sunday morning we do games. Then Sunday evening we come home. There was another policy in ADRA. Every year, Biano, they were giving a spouse travel. Those of us who were traveling. Every year, Biano, you have one ticket to travel with your wife to the field. I hope we say, as a church, we can do that. You know, I'm looking for a time, Pastor Maladian Conference. We can do a family Sabbath where we will close our church. We will go somewhere on a Sabbath, on a park, and that's a brew somewhere, so that families can get time to bond. You know, a picnic. You know, na ya trans na ya didi na ya enkwala just to have the, or even cross a Sabbath afternoon post-COVID. We go out to socialize. But one of the things I would love to see is Fathers and Children Sabbath. This Sabbath in Bema Papa for any yama. And our wives can sit down and see us. Into Sabbath school, the ma papa and ma. Song service, papa and ma. Everything, preaching, father and son. Na yetimi encourage sir. At least we will create bonding. I hope Sir Pastor Kwabradonko was on this line. We did something. Oh, Edda Frimpong Kwatin is aware. We did something in Washington Church. Every year, biano na yeyi edesa. We bring one of the youth as an elder. And it was a mentorship program that we were doing. Into every nomination, we bring one of the youth as an elder. And we were grooming them. And some of them have grown up to be leaders in the church. Being a good father to your children is stewardship. Is God-given responsibility. It's part of regaining aiding. And I hope, sir, your children will look up like Jesus and say, sir, I and my Father are one. May God bless us as we take up our God-given responsibilities as fathers, so that we will nourish, nurture, polish, train our children to reflect the image of God. That is our responsibility as fathers. May God bless us. Amen.
Amen.
We'll open it for questions. So we'll be a question and I will be for the next, I think, sir, we have 12 minutes.
Yo, Doctor, yeah, that was a fire year. And then yati them. Yanka is a fathers and sons Sabbath.
Thank you.
Yo, the same one, what was the Mr. Bia Pacho? Now, Odiaba. You will time 12 minutes. Now, you're fine. We say, and the Yatibi. And yet, Papa, can I say, oh, you are Sudian or so you. Yo, but I say, Visa. Yo, Doctor, say, you know, Yatia see, I didn't move the hole. You know, I dream one cry, the Yati, the Befaswa, Yadibaye, Juma. See,
Who said John Mensa Pejanensa?
Yo, Doc, my debut, that's the partner in church. Na me was a misa bako, Massimi San say, Anna Nema Bakwa as fathers no. I should more and say Bianca and Cobanas and say, Wabo Modia, yo from Diana, still, Colanina, or my train for baby. No, I say, or more perfect Gideon Hono. Niti true, and I saw my ass or then I name first when be and France. Anna, and yes, you know how best to handle it. Anna send experience in the city, and I say, sure, no.
Well, you know, I've gone through it and I'm still going through, you know, and it's very, very painful. Say, Udi nyamisro atete woma na idru baby a enkwala no emfa nyamisam serious. So uwa ha say na se woma enyina eba sorry through their teenage years and my adulthood that the nyamiase ne nyamia boa wo pa enye easy say in this modern world ubit train wo mano amo matra sorry no mu throughout their life. But studies actually in the 90s there was a study in Andrews University called Velogenesis. I haven't looked at the modern studies, but those days, you know, when we were doing youth ministry, I took a course in youth ministry. Studies shows that enkwala on papa eno maame nom edi nyamsom tete wo mo no. Between the age of 24 to 35, at times as early as 18, they may drift off. But from 38 years going, by the time they will get to 40, majority of them always come back. One of the things my wife have been doing, and I admire her, and I've been doing, never ever cease praying for your children. Bible kase, chere akwala no ekwan a omfa so na wonyina onye den omfiri ho. Wankase onyini no onye den omfiri ho. You see, they don't say onyini no omfiri ho, but onyina onye den omfiri ho. And I think that maybe there are so many experiences mubebre enhunu. And Kwalano Eco University, any ayino konwa, some of them will drift away. But sa would lay foundation ni year. Wama ma lifetime, even who were children, they will come back because you have sowed the seed in them. What is important is sowing the seed. Emra will control. And God is not going to hold you responsible for what a child who can know right and wrong will decide to do. What God is going to hold you responsible was what you failed to do when the child was mendable. Emra Kolanu, during the formative years, what you failed to do, that is what is in your control. Okay, so you have to do what is in your control. Akolani nyina, they will make a decision. But if you have sowed the seed, it will by all means yield the fruit somewhere, somehow. But never stop talking. I've seen Edu's hands.
Yo, that's it. Doctor, I mean, sharp. I'm say, some here now, dear me. I'm say, me here, doctor, advice, kakra. Say, me, you know, my mother trying. To those time na village, me no call for me na ABBNT. I'm beginning to love her so much. It's yama life ni na I say I respect women and love women in a quote so much. Nti na me yama do ma me nya ma mienu no. We don't nyina to me mother akode adubia na ba ko so ma me de ya adubia. Na yame adom the ba last no so enya ya no adubia no e bai na me say nya ya nti me nya both name ni nyina. Nti me challenge kakra ne say emofra no e man ye che say o me boni bi a omo che say ya me de the response I made the mom no different from the boys. The my one day cry no ba ba ko ye bibi ma the wife can say oh so boy na ya nka bebo no to beat her. I make can say oh hu obi obo no madada. Nti ama omo no response no nyese mentia omo but ebia Maybe I'm different from guys now. Or maybe quickly now. I just want to do something harsh than the ladies. This is my challenge. I want the doctor to give me advice on that. That's
yes, me baba to me nana. You know, and I used to love my grandmother very much. But there is, as a father, no, there is a way you always treat your daughter from the boys. You know, that is natural. You know, as a man, no, there's a limit you can do to your daughter. I think, say, you know, as my children are growing, you know, it do every cry be a man be feel say I'm closer to Obano Chen Womo. But that is natural. You know, it's normally a man are bound with their father than their mother. But woman, you know, then that thing, you know, they were where their friends saying something post syndrome or something like that. You know, so, yes, you know, a man usually bound with their fathers, and a man bound with their mothers. Okay, but one thing you have to know, you have to make sure, say, woman fee say you discriminate against them.
remember, I'm saying that's a problem facing now.
Yes.
This is a word now. If these are some of the issues I'm facing.
The dialogue should come. You know, that is where the dialogue should come. So, you know, and at times you listen to them. How do you see me in my treatment with you guys? And you see, and you sit down with them on a table, you know, and you guys talk it over. You know, and let them talk. A man be more response, a man be more response, and then you listen to them how among themselves they will resolve it. It will be very, very interesting. You know, recently I did it. It was here, just in my office here. And I put them on and I lay a rule. I said, nobody should interrupt the other. I said, let each one of them, when somebody start talking, let them finish. And I was sitting down here watching this adult talking. They are not small boys. You know, my last born, I'm in the bus, sorry, no, with a 34. Okay. And we were talking. They were talking, and I was listening, and we were trying to resolve an issue among themselves. And I was a silent, it's like I was just facilitating them talking. And they were able to resolve it themselves. I could have given command and said, this is the way you do. And I know, sir, but I allowed them to talk it out. So Ajadu, that is the best way for you to resolve it. Find a time, bring them around the table and let them discuss and then give you a solution on how to solve that issue. Or more solution.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Now, Doc, say we to say positive reinforcement. Say the psychology for attacking.
Yes.
Positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement, Pastor. When they are doing it themselves, you know, and they are discussing it, it gives them opportunity to do that. And it not share experience with us.
But I'll do that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's a use of reward. Or yeah, the papa and reward.
Yes.
And baby above us so at the papa.
Yes. Any other question? And the time naso. That's awesome. The time naso.
Say that no, and above for in cry as or more.
Yes.
Yeah, the moon Yami advance next week because of Adventist men's campaign into Asia. But in the following week, you know, you better say, Doctor, no start to us. Am I?
Yes.
It is a do now what I will see a new track the next 4 weeks, you know.
Okay, no problem. We will do it.
And that any come meeting, and but after you come meeting, it was out also.
Okay.
They say the next 4 weeks, come with the time who is in count.
Good. We will do it.
Okay. Doctor Yamisha.
Yes.
Yamisha will be pretty. What the Ameyaw. And then we Yama Yeniaba Angela Udru Yama Wakwaba. After from Pons family. Yama also Akwaba. Mike Yama Wakwaba Sky. Munyina Yadamasi sende when do Abo Dumu. After I can share number for me say Kasasha see. It make a dent. See, we kind of na afe. You need to make him. My doctor, Bama Yenia Angela Udru, Abompire, am a grand doctor, which also am I. Angela Udru, and never bompire am I. We know about woman. Bompire never, a member if I am saying a message yenya, a Janum Papa, a Janum Yapon, a saying, yes, sir, not doctor so extra.
Pacho mama ya mompaye. Shedi amponya me. Eda wasi ye yiwaye. Etuntum we kanfo wo hweso pane bambo kase adom hene. Odi aboyen. Na sie nkuto ne ede mawo. Ene eda wasi se wa mayen. Wa maya tene ma esese ye na ye de aboa ye ho asawofo na yetumi de boye ho ban na ye de boye mma ho ban. Ajawo yo nokwafo a wutumi ade nyina ye wani monyam dos. Ekoso ada wase yeyiwa ye tuntum kanfo udin. Ye waya mayen dos na ma ye nyante ase enwumre. Oma baabi etosi nyina no Nyankopon wo biebie nani so a kire yen. Ye da wase wo kasa mafo a wo de ne dom yen ma ye te ne ma nsema etisei. Awurade koso na dom yen sa awofo. Na yimpo de okasa mafo antumi mayen hunu unyame obedrum yen waye kaifo na yetimi di atete ye ma na nche na unyame oba ye ne ye manyina na yebusuen na bom akodida ensada enim se unyame obedrum na waye amayen ibisa we fa odoba Yesu Kristo de munti amen.
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 Kristo Yesu odo eno wadom abrade nyina so no. Eda wasese nwumre wo de aka ye ho. Wo edo a kata de nyina so no. Wama bi aduru yen so. Wona betras asiso na ma ye hu nkutaye dia eda wo ne wajantem. Se japi ejapa bi wo sura ene wo Yesu de wo yi kire yen. Yempa ebo ene yade srede ne se waja wo soro no eye unyame a wodo ade nyina so no. Asa do no bi entra ye mu. Emra ye bedi ntitimu Kristo hwe yentem. Ma wadom no nka ye ho. De yaye mfumsuo wo mu bia no nka fa kyeye. De beboa yen no ka Kristo boa yen na ma ya hoden ne ntimi nye. Na Kristo se wupia anka japade a eye enkwala a wode amayen no. Ahoden ne tumi a wode maayen ma ye de hwe wo muso no. Watima ka kire se yemo enkwapa ene no kwalfo. De wode hye yensa ne ya hwe so yie. Ye mesren kwa waja no ahemwa mu. We ne yesre wo ewo wo eja oba ene nkonkron diri mu nti. Amen.